Okay, so for the second part of the video now, we are going to plant the hair onto the head. Okay, so these are my original planes, which I don't want to use this to plant on the head. I need to duplicate them. Okay, so select the object, any one of them, and then you can start to duplicate. Control D to duplicate and move it out. And then use the duplicate to plant on the head. Okay, I'm going to study the character for a while. Okay, and see how I can plant the hair. So I understand that the hair is going backwards. Okay, kind of like a back flow. Okay, it's going in this direction. Okay, going in this direction. Okay, so my planes will not be going downwards, but going upwards. So I select this first plane here. You have to study the shape, your hairstyle, and then decide which one you want to use. So I'm going to select the first one, Control D to duplicate. Okay, and then I'm going to manually move it out and start planting. Okay, there's this tool that I'm not familiar with using it yet. There's this snap together tool. Basically, you snap the object over to your model. Okay, I'm not very familiar with this tool yet, but if I'm familiar, I will share with you all again. But what I like to use is that tool, if I can do it properly, right, I don't have to move so much. I just have to snap it over and just do a simple rotation, and that's it already. Okay, so I'll spend a bit more time to research how to use that tool properly, and I'll share with you how to use it. But for now, the painful part is to move and manually rotate and stuff. Okay, I can still do some changes to the hair. Okay, then I select the same one, Control D to duplicate, rotate, plant the next one. Okay, this will take quite long for me to plant the whole head, so I'm going to do a very quick one, just for example purpose. Okay, the hair can be duplicated or symmetry over to the other side, so just focus on one side first. Okay, so now we are going over to the sideburn and the beard. I'm going to pick the other one here, the more squarish one. Control D, duplicate. Okay, maybe I'll try the snapping tool again. Snap together. So pick the point where you want to snap. pick the other point where you're going to snap to, press enter, it will snap to the position. So some minor rotation. Okay, I'm going to scale this smaller. Okay, maybe a bit too small. The scale of the hair will get affected. So okay, I will just do a minor scaling. Push this out. Okay, all this face I don't need, delete. Okay, looks a bit weird, so let me undo. Okay, I'm going to delete these two faces instead. Okay, so the most challenging part for this method is quite torturing part is the patient. You have to be very patient planting the hair. After you finish planting the hair, you need to spend a lot of time trying to clean up how the hair is actually connected to the head. Like the plane here is one straight line, but you can see the hair here, you know, it's like a V shape. So you can spend a bit of time pushing your vertices into the skull, you know, just to get that shape out, and doesn't make it look like it's clipping into the mesh. Okay, by moving around the vertices. Okay, I'm going to do a very quick duplication. I'm going to select this whole range of hair here. Okay, I'm going to do a group, Ctrl G to group, edit, duplicate special. Okay, make sure it's an instance. Actually, I don't need to be instance, sorry. I can make it as a copy. Scale -1, duplicate. Okay, now I have both left and right. Okay, if I want to adjust, like for example, the overall shape of the hair, I can select those areas that I'm not happy with. Okay, like for example, this few range of hair, I will go over to my rigging shelf. Okay, go over to my rigging shelf, apply this particular tool called the lattice. Okay, this one here. When you apply, you have this box surrounding your selected object. Under the options over here, your shapes options, STU, division, change them to 3:3:3. Now you have a bounding box with more points, and with these points, right click, select the lattice points. You're able to move that selection. Okay, each selection, each empty space inside, okay, will control the vertices of the object. So let's say I want to change the style, the hairstyle into a more wider one. I can select the top range, widen it. If I want the hair to be longer, I select the whole thing at the top and move it up. Okay, if I want it to be like more narrow, I just squeeze it in. Okay, so this is a lot faster compared to arranging or moving your plane one at a time. Okay, so usually I will just plant all my hair, and then I'll use this method or this approach to adjust or fine-tune the generic shape. Okay, I'll do a very quick one for the beard as well. 3x3x3. You can make it 4x4, up to you. Okay, once you are happy with the result, just go to your delete all type history. Okay, once you delete that, the bounding box is gone. Then you can go in to fix any minor problem. Okay, for example, now the hair, here is a bit more spiky. Okay, more spiky, not like a plane. Okay, a bit more spiky. And my 3D model, the hair is more like a plane. So what I do is I'll select the vertices and I'll scale it down. Okay, when I scale it down, it will give me the spiky look. Okay, same for the rest. Okay, I will scale it down. Okay, scale it down. Okay, the disadvantages of using this method is that it will look good only for the angle where you put the plane. Once you rotate to a point where there's no hair, it looks very weird already. You see at the bottom of the chin, there's no hair at all, or there's an opening. Okay, so usually after I plant the generic shape, I will rotate around in all angles and see if I need to plant more hair. Okay, so for example, this kind of hair, this durian kind of hair, right? We won't be using a plane. So instead of a plane, what we'll be using is cone. Okay, maybe I use a cylinder instead. Let me just delete this cylinder. Okay, so instead of plane, we'll be using cone to create this hair. And the texture wise is the same concept. You just have to unwrap, bring over to Photoshop, do the texturing. Okay, and that's the approach for using plane to do your hair. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial.